the fuzz void.
Okay, we should be live now.
Let me double check. It looks like, yeah.
Okie dokie. Good. Go.
Okie dokie hote.
This is an aether crystal. It's of thaumaturgy. It should work to magnify the sound of the cobble party and the music, so that we can actually hear it again.
Great.
It may magnify some horses, but it should work. Do you want to try?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what do we have to do for it? Do we gotta like hand wave, such and such?
Go ahead. Well, I'm not entirely. Maybe go ahead and make an intelligence arcana with advantage because she is aiding you. But you would be level 0, so unless your background gives you proficiency, you would not be proficient.
Ah, I think it does. Pretty sure.
Acolyte?
Oh. I believe that it gives me that. Let me double check just to be certain. No, it does not. It gives me insight, not
Yeah.
Okay. So, intelligence without proficiency, with advantage. Let's see, we got a 14.
Okay. It takes a short while, but eventually, the two of you manage to cast thaumaturgy from the aether crystal. As it glows, the music starts to play. Come on, dance!
What? Oh,
she grabs you by the hands and starts trying to pull you up.
I don't know how to dance. Okay.
I'll teach you.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
The two of you begin to dance. It's halfway between, like, this person was like, Fakal was clearly taught really only how to dance the ballroom dancing. But she's attempting to dance to much more of folk music. So
okay. I don't think this is the dance combo that we need to do for
to be clear, for people watching, I realized I forgot to say this when restarting the stream. We had technical difficulties. We had already started this stream. So if you're watching on the VOD and you're confused why we're starting in the middle of something, it's because there's like a 30-minute or so stream before we had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yes, the two of you are dancing away.
I step on my own feet so many times.
As you're looking at her face, realize her features are sharper now. Sharper than they were a few moments ago. Almost as if she's older. And then suddenly, her eye is gone. And at your feet, kind of step back, look around, and you realize strewn around the bell tower are 4 priests a half-orc, a pink strand of hair. And Cat. The petite inquisitor, daughter of a gnome and an orc. As you look back at Fakal, she's looking at you very solemnly. Get out of here. And then Kat, as if finishing her sentence. You fool. Echoing her own dying words. As suddenly, you're in a dim room on a soft-ish bed. Link round and see carvings of holy figures. Some other pots round, not occupied. And as you look around, you realize you're in Ilmater's sanctum. Ilmater, god of healing. You're back at the temple to the Pantheon.
Okay.
Glad to see him finally awake.
Ah.
You look up, and leaning against the wall, at the head of your bed, is your own reflection.
Is it? I don't know what it means to say I'm surprised to see you here, of all places.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be. After all, I have ins with Argus, don't I?
I do. I do. Okay. Argus. Oh, God.
He's not back yet. Not quite.
Oh,
Been out for darn near 10 day.
a tet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so much more than I thought. Okay.
You realize that you are in just basic robes. You look around and see that
Green.
clothes are, there are some basic trousers and a tunic on the, on a table next to your cot. as well your holy symbol, various other items that you had on you.
I'm getting disbanded for this, aren't I? I'm gonna get. Does a crusade do court martialing? How does that work? I don't.
Huh. With Nikolai in charge, maybe. Is a hard and fast military man, seems like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that conversation.
Well, I can wait for a bit. Doing all right. I didn't think I was.
Yeah, it's a little. You know, I don't know. There's something something very difficult about having a friend that you know that I apparently didn't have to begin with. I don't know.
Yeah.
I lost a friend. I'll be all right. I'll be.
Yes, you will.
I know I'll be all
I'll be alright.
right. I should get Oh, ooh, they never tell you what it's gonna feel like when you don't move for several days. Ah, I'm stiff.
As you raise your arm and try to block the light, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, adds up. So that's going to be let's see, saving throw. So it's a 0, 4.
Ah. You kind of try to like raise your hand just to stretch and kind of get the light out of your eyes. But the light's still in your eyes. You look at your arm. It's missing.
Oh,
To a few inches below your elbow.
um, how? How?
You look up at your reflection for an answer, and your reflection's gone. But you do get an answer. Because you let a suicide miss in, you idiot. You look at the door, and Nikolai is standing there, scowl on his face, as he walks in. Priest told me you were stirring. It's good to see you're not dead.
Oh, trying to agree. Ugh.
No one knows.
What?
No one knows.
What? Uh, I don't. There's nothing I can do that can make this right, is there?
Well, can you do better? And there you go. Mistakes are mistakes. They're in the past. You are who you are in the moment, not who you were. So stop making dumb plans and not running them by me. You're gonna need some rest. You tried. That's valuable. You care, you have the passion, you have the heart. But maybe you have too much for your own good. That's what I'm here for. To keep heroes like you, like Cecilia, like Argus from killing themselves for no reason.
I've been hearing people tell me that so often recently, I'm starting to believe it. I want to be the right person for this job, for this honor.
But you're not yet, are you? And don't try to act like it. I know I might sound harsh. I mean, it's just who I am. Believe me, it's taken a whole lot of resolve to not just let it smack a chicken shit noble back in his face. Maybe you'll be something. You just aren't yet. All you have to do until Argus gets back is not fuck anything else up. Do simple missions. Run everything by me.
Yes, sir.
You got the makings of a hero, lad. Don't let your bleeding heart get too much in the way. Take some time for yourself. Take some time for your hand. Maybe talk to the priests of Gond or something. They might be able to whip you up something or replace that. But costly.
I think that's doable.
Aye. Being a noble's quite a safety net, isn't it? He walks off.
Oh. I think I can only sit there and just hold my arm trying to ease phantom pains. Already starting to kick in.
It's first you don't even notice, and by the time you do come out of your zoned out state, you notice that a woman, strawberry blonde hair, a golden and silver robe, standing next to you.
Oh,
Cecilia. It's the woman that the eulogy at Kat's funeral. Oh, don't mind him. Nikolai is Nikolai's like coffee. He's harsh, he slaps you in the face, and he's very hard to get used to. But he's useful for a kick in the pants.
Okay.
You tried, and you came from a monastery. You're not a paladin, you're not a knight. Nikolai is not quite able to let that sink in.
In my defense, there were much more than I thought there was going to be. I thought it was going to be like 17 at most.
Yeah. Well, Waterdeep isn't that much less active than Baldur's Gate now, is it?
Yeah.
The spike was relatively recent. Wasn't something we dealt with before.
That was where my mindset was. Yeah.
Well, now you know the extent. And you know why we need info. Leave the crusade thing to Nikolai and myself. Where's the knights? We can bash people's skulls in and cut people's heads off. Alright? You don't need to do no assault against any cults.
Yes, ma'am.
And by the way, you talk in your sleep. At some point we are going to need a debriefing. All we know is that you were overwhelmed by a cult that you went to, and that it was in the crypt of the Castellanters, which has been verified to be inactive for quite some time. That I don't know why a cult was there. It doesn't make sense due to our reports. But we can discuss that in the debriefing.
All right. When is that happening?
Well, it'll happen before you leave the temple.
Okay.
When you're ready, come to Nikolai's office.
Ooh.
And we'll go through the debriefing.
Right. Can do.
Well, believe me, he respects you more than you know.
Don't think you should.
He respects you because Argus respects you. They both recognize the value you have, the potential. Yes, Nikolai was right, you're not ready yet. You're not filling Argus's shoes yet. How long have you been crusading? You may have done occasional things back in Boulder Gate, but nothing on this organizational scale. Take it slow. Take it safe. And do what you're good at. Gather the information. Be our man on the inside. And report back. It's hard. I've had people die under me as well. Hard. But it's an unfortunate reality. This is war. It's not even like the wars you fight on the field. This is a war that you don't see the enemy till it's too late. That's why we need you. That's why we need eyes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Be waiting outside Nikolai's office.
All right.
As she walks out. Close your eyes. Trying to ready. See Cat's face behind your eyelids. Come on, getting this job done or what? Remember her saying? Back at that house.
I get dressed.
It's a simple tunic. You haven't worn something like this in, well, not too long. But the summer, really. Ever since you got back to Waterdeep. Got back into the fanciness of nobility. Simple tunic, simple trousers. You look back at the robe that you have left on the cot and consider wearing it. Tie its sleeves as pockets for the different things, like you did back at the monastery.
I think I will do that.
As you start grabbing your items from the table, what do you grab? What all was in your inventory was left inside of your table?
No. Not my gun, which would have been helpful at the time. I had a holy symbol, investments, couple daggers. I would have had my walking stick.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this is a time you can review your inventory.
Yeah, I did.
Say everything.
Yeah. I mean, holy symbol, leather armor, quarterstaff, revolver, vestments. I don't think I brought a crossbow.
You don't have the armor anymore. Apparently, beyond repair, like, presumably the rest of your clothes?
Oh. Oh, I love those clothes. My hat. Oh, I like that hat. That doesn't have an armor.
Now, I would change my appearance to actually properly be a reflection of myself, but I like the hat too much, so I'm gonna keep like this.
Yeah, I don't blame myself. Not for this.
It'll be alright.
I know. No, it will be. I'm way too. I'm way too over my head in this. This is insane. This is so much more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah? You think I'm in my head? In it over my head? You think this is too much for me? It's a lot.
Maybe.
It's a lot. That's not a decision to make right now, is it? I think I'm not, exactly in the healthiest mindset. Be making choices. Let's just make it through it.
Okay. But later, I don't know what to. Do I have to go to that debriefing now, or is that they just said when you're ready. I don't know what constitutes as ready right now. How did this happen? Was it blown off? Was it amputated? What happened?
Couldn't say.
I don't remember this. Okay, I'm
I
gonna.
mean, it took quite a beating. Is pain everywhere really something that's, easy to tell what's the worst? Well, at least I'm still a pretty boy. The family. Family paid for the magic to get rid of scars, but we're growing the hands a bit much.
Yeah, that's. This is the worst week. Not even the same one. Still will be. That's fine. I guess I head out.
Yeah. You walk through the temple complex, chanting monks, everything. And then you meet Cecilia in front of Nikolai's office. Walk in.
Try to hold some scrap of dignity I have in the moment.
Do you withhold any information from Nikolai?
I don't think I do.
Yeah. Including saying what Fakal is?
I have to tell that.
Yeah. Right. Cult of the Dragon's a tough one. They don't just mean in fights, though. Or that as well.
She said they had numbers everywhere. I don't know.
That's possible. But the biggest thing is, well, a good number of Dragonborn trying to make that the, well, add Tiamat and Baphomet to the Faeronian Pantheon. Get it to be a fully official religion in Waterdeep. Respected one. There's more at play than just, she's a member of the cult, we can go kill her. And we'll look into that. For now, communicate only with the proven. Only the people who, you know, are at the top are allowed to know that you're spying on the cult for us. Otherwise, if that information gets out, they'll realize that you're a triple agent. So, Cecilia, myself, Argus, other acolytes if he makes them.
Right.
No one else is allowed to know.
Shouldn't be too hard. I can keep secrets.
All right then. So, walk me through your choices. Decision-making process. Let's start back at when you were at the gala of the Almanas. And,
Okay.
So, what were you trying to do there? Anything other than... How were you trying to determine that they were cults?
My thought process was people tend to let this their truer values and thought processes uh be more out in the open when they feel like they are normalized and are shared amongst people. Um, so my goal was to uh, relate with people in telling them I felt similarly to specific uh, philosophies on what is and isn't viable means to power, status, having things like that, because that's the that's an overlap for these cults that I found. They want it's made up of people that want power, they want status, they want control over their lives, and that they may not
Alright.
have had before.
Keep following that. Continue with the guise of having been active in your parents' cult.
Alright. Can do. Can do.
Alright, and what made you decide to go crusading instead of keep spying? Join up with them and spy? Like we had planned.
I got overconfident. I thought they would be much smaller numbers, much smaller numbers than what we dealt with. I thought it'd be easier to just uproot the problem immediately and save ourselves some time.
Alright.
But
So by doing so, thought that your plan, your tactics, were better than the command. Better than the tactics that have been keeping this crusade together for a few.
I didn't think it was better. I didn't think of the alternatives.
Right. Well, then think of them in the future. Alright. So once you went how did you come up with the exact plan that you were gonna do? Once you learned of the cult and all that. Was that from this call woman?
I'll be honest, Carol. I don't remember all that well how I
Right.
came to that conclusion.
I'd advise you try to remember that in the future.
Oh, that was out of character. I
Too
didn't.
bad.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It's not in your notes.
Yeah, that's on me.
Alright. So, when you were trying to sneak into the cult meeting on Founders Day, why did you go along with their change of plans? They said they were gonna go to Castellanter, prepped. Last minute change of location. And that didn't stick out to you as odd in any way.
I'm gonna run through my thought processes. Um, why? I guess not.
Alright. Try to always be looking for things that are out of the ordinary. You do things on your terms, not theirs.
Right.
Alright. Once you were in there and realized you were overwhelmed, what possessed you to start fighting rather than going along with it and getting out of there?
They had one of our own that was selected for sacrifice, and I wanted. I didn't want to be part of that. I you know, hindsight's 2020, but I couldn't let myself just go along with.
Voltaire, of one of the hardest jobs the whole military. You know, spy's hard. You have to do things you don't agree with. What you're doing in the long run is vital. Or sometimes doing the right thing can blow your cover. And you can't let that happen. Alright. When you went to chase after this Alwina woman, why did you leave the people in your command behind?
I thought they were right behind me. I thought they were closer at hand. I told them to let loose the captive and to run out.
Healing
I
takes
thought they were
time.
out of danger.
People need time to get their bearings and back on their feet. Your medics need time to make sure that those people are going to be okay. Commander should never leave his command. You should have had one of the priests run after her. Delegate so that you can still be aware of everything that's going on. That's the reason I'm in here, and not bashing cultists and demon heads.
Understood.
Good. You tried. Now you know. You're dismissed.
Yes, sir. I head out.
As you begin to leave his office, the clock on his wall is tick, tock, tick, walking away.
Moving on. Ah. Boy, oh boy, that was big detention flashbacks. All too familiar feeling. Ah.
As your past mission is running through your mind, different phrases from different people. You remember the sentiment of the night. Her scoffing at you and lamenting the fact the crusade stuck with you instead of Cat. Remember the fear of the priest. Paul saying, remember, you brought the kids into this. It's been a 10 days since then.
How much time do I have left?
You quickly do the math in your head. Three days.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We have a plan. It's already in motion. It's already underway. Do I know of any progress with stuff behind the scenes? Do I know if do I have any more time? Do I have confirmation of more time?
As you are walking through the halls of the temple complex, with the noise of the different people, different priests and monks walking around. The reflection's not there to stay. Not there to try to recall information you can't. The dialogue. Discover. Can't think. Can't think of any new information. You've been out for a 10-day. How would you even have new information?
I don't know where to go. So I'm going to just I don't know. I don't know where I would go.
As you're walking, not entirely sure where to. You exit the temple complex. Road heading south. You think. You think and replay. Play stakes from past time in your mind. think. Every once in a while, while you walk, your reflection here. They're all right. We're safe for the 10-day. Our old housekeeper, their old nanny's been taking care of them.
What do I remember about the nanny?
Think back. You do remember that. Make an intelligence saving throw. Yeah. See how much you can remember.
Let's see. That is okay. This 2 plus 15, 17.
You can you remember that the nanny was a kind tiefling who took care of you. In fact, much of the staff of the Castle were tieflings.
Not gonna look too into that. Maybe I should. Maybe. Should I?
Plans still underway, and the kids are all right.
Kids are all right. Should I put the help through another vetting process? I mean, my parents picked them before. I don't know what.
I'm
you know what?
sure
No,
we can
no.
do that. As you are walking, it's been maybe an hour of walking at this point.
I hate walking.
You see a hair salon. Inside, you see a gnome getting their hair done. Pink hair done. That flashes in your mind again. Whatever you do, you can't seem to manage to get mistakes out of your mind. There are acts of kindness that got killed. And Cat from bringing her large sword down on that Raksha necromancer ended up costing her her life. That house. That house. First actual thing you did in Waterdeep, the first time you actually got to remove some fiendish activity. all went up in smoke. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Yes. Yes.
You all right?
Yeah.
Watchman. You can't go through the fair. You can't go through the wall without a fare.
Right. Yes.
You realize you're at the gate between the Sea Ward and the North.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just trying to get home. Is all. Where. Where do you get a fare again?
Copper per person.
Copper per person, right? Yes. Here. I offer copper.
Go on through.
Thank you. Have a good day. Man, I hate walking so much. I gotta get home. I gotta pee. Nobody's business. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Is there a public transit system?
Yes. You kind of look around and you hail a carriage. You see a carriage in the distance, that is coming your way. Attempts a hail.
Alright. Okay, I will. Yeah, try to hail one down or.
Yeah. As you get in, you barely even notice the cabbie asking where you're gonna go. You tell them. Sit in the coach. Now you're cut off. Noise is outside. All that's in here is your own thoughts.
Want to be. I can't. I can only. I can only guess that this is what survivor's guilt feels like. Right now, I'm so consumed with like remorse and anger at myself, feeling inadequate. I'm just some dumb kid. I'm just a guy. I shouldn't.
The cat. We're certain she was younger than you. It seemed it's much more figured out. She was so happy. So happy in the face of everything. Even when she was calling you a fool in her dying death. He's still a hint of a face. Call always smiles. Smiled with you, at least. Even when she was complaining about mobility, she'd smile. First person outside the monastery that ever even gave you the time of day. What's one of the strongest memories from your friendship that comes to mind? You start running through.
It wasn't long after we first met. I had a lot of trouble connecting with anyone my age. I didn't have the social grace, any sense of self, really. She spent the day with me.
Hey, what's your name? A young, maybe the same age as you, maybe about 9. Green dragonborn comes up to you. You're standing in the corner of the room. This is the first time you've been out of the monastery since you got here. And once again, you're surrounded by nobility, clergy, and people you don't know. You don't know where Father Odara went. What you doing in the corner?
Surveying. Gotta get a good look of everything and then store it away, and like a.
You want a better place to see things?
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Oh, come!
Okay.
She grabs you by the hand and she led you out of the ballroom.
Ow.
Out into the yard. Great big tree. Show you how to climb it. From all the way up there. Can you see up there? You look for a while. You're having trouble seeing anything. It's in one of the highest branches. My glider. Come on. We can get to the roof from there.
Why?
Dragons gotta fly, don't we? She's on a branch just up and reaches down to you with her hand.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Surely you've climbed trees.
Oh, like a bajillion times a bajillion trees, like a
Alright, I'll
500,000
show
feet
you
tall.
how.
Okay.
You
Tell me
follow
how
her
I
up the
got it.
tree. The heights. Now you were scared. At times. It's also thrilling. This was the first time you had fun since leaving Waterdeep. As... Hey! Lad, you gotta get out of there! Gotta get... Come on, your stop! It's your stop! Father
Right.
Adora is at the bottom of the tree, shouting up at you before you shake from the memory and do see the cabbie. It's your stop.
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure this is the place? You look outside. You see the burned husk of the building. It's not by the wall, not the workshop. It's must have told him the address of the Rakshas house. The South Ward.
Uh. Yeah. I can. Okay. I'm just gonna walk from here. It's fine. Just.
Alright?
Yeah. And make sure I pay and
Yeah.
tip and all that.
Oh! Whips the reins as the horses begin to trot on.
Thank you.
You look burned out husk.
I'm sorry. I think I'm going to I think I'm gonna go in. Or at least go closer.
You walk to where the front door of this building was. The base floor was made of stone walls, once covered in plaster, though maybe the heat chipped it off. The door burned away. Inside, you see the foyer. Foyer where undead had been walking down the stairs. You remember cats cutting through them as if they were nothing. Laughing in the face of the green chromatic energy. Stairs are partially collapsed in. All the wood is burned out. And you remember heading up those stairs, Cat leading the way, carving through the undead. Govson helping as well. It was up there. The room was up there. Room.
I need to see it.
Your reflection silently watches you as you approach the stairs. You head up.
I think I
Go
do.
ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. As you walk on these brittle, burned stairs.
Let's see. Okay. Dex save is 11. 8 plus 3.
Yeah, as you're kind of walking up, you make it up a few stairs, and then one breaks out from under you, as then your foot catches, and your reflection standing below, as your foot is planted on his hand. You step onward.
Thanks.
Dusts the soot off of his coat. Walk up. See remnants of the office completely burned out that Govson had recklessly charged into, attacking this one corpse every time he got back. You look to the room, see cracked pottery, burned, shattered bones. The remnants of the table that rock show was mummifying corpses on collapsed through the floor of the kitchen below. Before you go in, notice the door that was next to it was locked, reinforced door. Open. Well, open might be a strong word. Strong wood it was has burned partially. Definitely penetrable now. Easy to reach through and unlock it. At the very least.
I'm gonna put that to the test.
As you open up the door, reached in and opened up. And inside bedroom. Child's bedroom. Well, child or a gnome. Bed's small at any rate, though toys or decorations you'd imagine for a child are absent.
Did this room catch fire too?
Bed frame is collapsed in on itself. The mattress gone. Springs scattered below it. Rooms burned.
There's always dogs out in this town. I think I go to the bed. Let's put my hand on the frame. Do a small prayer.
So
You really are a dense piece of shit, aren't you?
Wow.
Go ahead and describe yourself.
You whip around to see a child-sized person. Very cat-like features, like a sphinx cat. Completely hairless, slightly purple, rather wrinkly skin, yellow eyes, slit pupils, wearing rather sooty-looking black clothes, like an oversized jacket. Looks like it might have been stolen from someone, perhaps. And it's a red scarf. Humanoid cat kid. Like, crying for someone you never even met. She was right. You really are a fool. You turn and knock over the nearest piece of furniture.
Yeah, just like goes over to where there's like a desk and just hits over the chair.
Start just like rifling through the desk.
Sorry, am I in your house? Is this your room?
It was. Never liked it much. Besides, hole in the roof lets rain in now.
Ah. Yeah, have we met? Do I know?
You didn't notice me, but briefly. Doors don't lock on their own, you know.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
I'm so sorry.
Listen. No real love lost between me and, let's say, the whole rest of the world, including you. But this is an improvement on my life, so...
A burnt
It
house is an
is
improvement?
kind of slapping you in the face at this moment. This kid couldn't be older than 13 maximum.
You have a place to stay now, right? Are you all right?
Yeah, I stay here.
But you said it was your house.
It
So it's
was
not any it's
was my
not
room.
uh so it's not your room anymore.
No, I don't sleep in here. I sleep over in the other room.
Okay. Um I'm fully breaking into your house. Do you have Is there anyone else here with you or
Well. Hmm. Man. You people really are weird. I mean, honestly. You're concerned about a person who you've only met just now. You're a funny man, Voltaire.
That
Okay, so you
is where we are going to take a break.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take a 5-minute break, so we'll be back in
Yeah.
5 minutes at 40.
Woo. And who?
And we are back. Zach, the player of the Cat Boy, is not going to be continuing with us today. They are a member of the supporting cast. The supporting cast is not expected to be here for the entire sessions necessarily, or for every session, and they're not playing. Their character will become an NPC. So, you know, for those of you just joining us after the break, Voltaire woke up after a mission he went on went extremely wrong. A botched assault on a cult gathering, and that when he woke 10 days later, he was missing an arm. After giving his debrief to the leader of the Crusades, tactical leader of the Crusades, Sir Nikolai Constantine, and having a brief chat with Cecilia, Constantine's squire, Sir Lord Voltaire Castellanter, in a grief-stricken days, began to walk the city, remembering friends that he had in the past, specifically remembering Kat, a member of the Crusades who he apparently got killed and had attended funeral, as well as a good childhood friend of his, Fakal, who has recently been revealed to be a member of the Cult of the Dragon, and has been quite some time. On his grief-stricken days, Voltaire found himself at a burned husk of a house. The house which Kat died in. And he entered. Perhaps try to make peace. The skeleton in his mind. While in the house, he found a previously locked room that was apparently a child's bedroom. That child, still there, as having snuck up on Voltaire, a young boy around the age 10 to 13, with the features of a cat. Had called Voltaire a fool and made it clear that this cat boy was at the house when it burned down. And we continue. Oh. What'd you come back to my house for?
I was in the mood of paying my respects, all that.
In the mood, you mean crying?
What?
Your eyes are
No. I smoke a lot of drugs.
red. Huh. Good enough explanation. Got poor all of a sudden.
What? No.
Last time you were here when you were dressed all fancy.
I just came back from the hospital thing.
Uh,
Do you
thought you sold your hand because you got in hard times.
No, it's fine. Are you all right here? Do you?
He steps, or they step up the chair, that they had previously knocked over, and just kind of crouches on the desk as they've, like, turned around to look at you. Been here the whole summer, haven't I?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, when did you burn this place down? Beginning of summer, right?
Yeah. All right. I didn't
Never left.
know you lived here. I didn't. I wouldn't have thought that someone would stay in a place that burned down. Why are you not in a different? There are plenty of facilities elsewhere, aren't there?
Where?
It's a city. There are hundreds of buildings that aren't ash. You know?
Yeah, but no one's kicking me out of this one.
I guess, yeah, alright. Sure. Sorry, would you like me to leave? I can go. Or I should. I don't know what I'm.
I mean, why are you here in the first place?
You know, I don't.
Making peace or whatnot? Making peace with who?
I don't know, myself. I guess it's all that's really left. All I have left to talk to. What do you do around?
Not wanting to, like, mourn the chick you got killed?
Yes, obvious. Do you want to have a conversation? Because I can't tell what energy you're putting out right now.
I don't exactly want to, but... I'm a good friend.
Okay. Sure. You could. You know mine. Well, I don't know your name. Who are you? What
Does it
do I
matter?
call you?
Why do you care?
I don't know. That's the basic courtesy thing. I don't know. Just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to tell me. That's perfectly fine.
Just met me. We've, like, talked for, what, 5 minutes? Probably never gonna see me again once you leave.
Do you not ask people their names?
Why would I? I'm not gonna deal with them again. Why? Why bother?
Just this is the bare minimum. I always assumed it's just something you can do when meeting someone. You just talk for more than 2 sentences, and I don't know.
Is this a meeting? Exchanging any information here? Anything vital? What we're doing?
maybe eventually. I don't know where this is going. I can't figure out what this is. You know what? Yeah,
Doesn't seem like you came here to talk to me anyways.
Kit, do you need something?
I mean, what do any of us need? Food, water.
Okay, do you have that?
Yeah.
Do you have
What, you
enough?
think I survived for like 4 months on dirt?
I don't. Yeah, it's been 4 months. I don't know what your provisions are looking like at the moment.
Well, they were all burned. You saw the kitchen.
That was the kitchen. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. If you've got what you
Houses
need.
nearby have plenty of food.
Okay. Great.
I got
Awesome.
plenty of talent.
Okay. Okay. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Voltaire is conflicted because he doesn't want to have this conversation any longer, but like this is a kid who is clearly in not the best state, so it's very conflicted. And just dropping the whole thing or trying to help. Uh, do you? I don't. You want some better food? Something.
Why?
Like I burnt your house down. The least I could do is. I didn't burn it down. It happened
No,
because
I
me. The
did.
least I can do. What?
No. What? What's in it for you?
Nothing. Nothing. Just offering.
Why?
I don't. It's
But
what
he
I.
came here to pay your respects, not adopt a kid.
No, I don't. I'm not trying to.
I can make it on my own.
Okay.
Made it on my own so far.
Do you want to?
What does that even mean?
Do you want to
Do
make it
you
on
want
your
to
own?
make it on your own? Do you want to survive?
I want to
Want to rely
survive, but
on
not on
people?
my own.
Why do you want to owe someone?
This is not owing anyone. This, I don't know. Just the offer is open. Better food, I'm sure. Than I'm sure you have talented your way, talented your way into some lovely dining. But if you would like something that you didn't have to steal or scavenge for, or services are open.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
This is what I get for trying to be nice. Talk with a weirdo. Just go to the other room.
Okay. Go to the other room.
Yeah, he just kind of like watches you as you. They watch you as you leave. As you walk into the other room, kind of look around. All the jars shattered, sort of shattered in the heat. Floors caved in, and part of the roof caved in as well. As you're looking around.
He burned down his own house. I mean, God, it wasn't a great or safe day, but why? Yeah.
Then something catches your eye. In the corner of the room, excuse me.
This is the part of the dog intermission in which there was a dog, and now there is no more dog. Kiara has to put his dog into a little box full of soap. How are you guys doing today? My back hurts from the sunburn. And this session has been sad. Oh, dog on camera. You know what that means. Free dog points. 2 dogs. That's equal to 50 Dogecoin on Twitch.com. Oh,
I am back. Hopefully with them in here, they won't go barking at the door for no reason.
they'll find a way.
You look around the room. Something in the corner of the room catches your eye. Where the roof has caved in. Glint of metal wrapped in white cloth. The hilt. That sword sticking out of the rubble. Crusaders must not have noticed.
This deserves memorialization or something. I try to take it out.
Go ahead. Make a strength check. Try to just grab it by the hilt and try to pull out from the rubble.
Uh, 15.
Thick support beam rests on top of it. You try to pull it. Hey! Kind of shifts slightly as you look back. You look down and realize it did pull slightly. Back and see the cat.
Hey, you want to give me a hand getting this out? Good.
What are you doing with it?
Doesn't belong here. I'm gonna, I don't know,
Yeah, it
deliver it to her
does.
family or something. No, it doesn't. Is this your sword?
In my house, isn't it?
Did you bring it in?
You're taking it, I'm not helping you.
All right, then I'll just keep pulling on myself.
You know, kind of walks into the room a bit. There's something that you kind of just get about your own house, right? And spend time there and you start understanding it. Where it creaks, all that. When it's damaged, understand it even a bit more. As his foot steps on a board with a loud yeah. Realize where it's weak. Where if you break one thing, looks down at the floor under his foot, looks to the floor under yours, breaks more. I don't care if you think you deserve to take the sword.
Okay.
I've known it longer.
Take my hand off. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
No. You want to get it out, but leave it here, I'll help.
Sure. I can work with that. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of comes over to you, like eyeing you as he does so. I can pull the sword. Try to lift that beam. That's
Yep.
where most of the weight's coming from.
All right. I'm gonna one-handed. How to get with the other arm?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Yeah. Where'd that die go? They found my die. Thank you, ducks. Ooh. And here we are once more in the dog intermission.
Nope. Stay focused.
18 total.
Hey, as you lift up the beam, just barely managing to leverage it up, the cat kid kind of pulls it out, stumbles back a bit, like kind of tries to lean up the sword, but it's like taller than they are, so he kind of props it up, sets it against the wall. Can do something right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look, if
You
you
want to
don't...
say your piece, say it here. I'm not taking the sword out of here. And I do have eyes everywhere. There's walls, eyes.
Okay.
Walks out of the room.
What do I know about um, afterlives? But I have an idea of which ones you'd be most likely to end up in.
Didn't really know her.
Yeah.
Haven't really talked to her family like that. Don't even know what god served.
And I think I just do a generalized prayer. Just some, something that could possibly send a message to her. Just apologizing, promising to be better and more.
Does it really matter what god you pray to? Pray to a general one? Doesn't really seem like it's Sarah. I should make my peace. Odd.
I don't think anyone would listen if I prayed for myself.
No. Human is praying to a god to accept her, to usher her into whatever afterlife. Not really what you need to do. Might be better for me. If I apologize to her. If I said what I needed to her. Rather than to some vague deity.
Sorry, cat. Tried. I tried to do. I tried to do what I thought was right. I tried to do what I I thought there was a chance. You deserved so much more of life. There is not a person left in that temple, in its whole order, that doesn't respect you and venerate you to no end. I'm so sorry for being the cause of this. I hope you're at peace now. I wish I knew you better. I think I just lay a hand on the hilt of the sword for a moment.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just you wanting to feel warm. You feel like don't know. It's just because you wanted to feel this more. If it's truth, feel warm. Like she knows. That is also so clear to you. Work still isn't done.
The work to be done.
Maybe there is, but I don't think I could do any work like this.
Oh.
Only end up joining her. ready to head home.
Think so.
Reflection out his arms. Know that it might be a bit rough. Be a bit odd. Hit one for me, but
Pull him in.
Reflection holds you, Terry holds you. And on your head as you cry your shoulder. Or relaxing, letting you go away if you. Let's get home.
Yeah. Get home. Wait. Oh. I need to. I need to check with that kid. I need to know if he. I just.
I'll meet you out front.
Okay. That's what me going out means.
Hey. Got a sense. As you're leaving the room, you hear your reflection behind you say, "Good night, Demon Slayer."
So I look for this
Yeah.
angry cat child.
As you like re-enter the bedroom. Oh, good, you're back.
Hey. So, what's the verdict?
Don, you were the one giving your piece. What do you mean?
Do you want something to eat?
I'll take something.
Okay.
Don't need you giving it.
Okay. Would you like company?
I don't know you. I have all the company I need.
All right. That is how you know someone. But, all right. Well, I'll get out of your uh way.
Smooth.
Yeah. Be seeing you. Or whatever. Have a good one.
Yeah. Head out. You hail a cab. Head back to the workshop. Walk in. Check in this room. A moment of panic for a moment. Remember that they're with with the nanny. The tutor. One and the same.
They're in safe hands.
Am I gonna head to bed or? You need more time letting the skeletons dance around your mind.
I need a rest. Like, I can't keep living in memory.
Good.
Because they're still not dead there. I go to bed.
As you're preparing for bed, reflection builds a fire, and the fireplace begins to crackle. Like a hot drink?
I think I would. I think that'd be best.
Go make some cocoa. Or a bit later, he's up. Some cups. A couple of cups. Flame spouting from his hand. Sits down on the foot of the bed. Figured you were a bit of company rather than traditionally heated cocoa.
For the past while, I think I do.
Yeah.
Is this too one-sided for you? It feels like you're giving me pep talks and something to bounce ideas off of, and I don't think I've done anything for you.
That's the first step to a healthy mind, huh? Realizing both halves are good. I'm fine. You're the one needing it, right?
That's why I'm asking.
Be alright. We'll be alright.
Okay.
Let's see you giving up now. So much ahead of you. Providence that brought it. Providence that brought me here. Right?
Oh, give enough, yeah. Maybe someday I'll be smart enough to, but not tonight. Not tonight.
Yeah. Reflection puts a hand on your shoulder. And that will end our. Thank you so much for playing, and thank all of you for watching. As we end, I would like to again give thanks to Vinswept, Shane Ivers for this wonderful music. Their music was used quite a lot throughout this. I would also encourage you to go check their music out. Vinswept Bandcamp and Shane Ivers has a website called Silverman Sound. Go ahead and check both of them out. If you'd like to support these stories, please go support us on Patreon. And want to join in on our stories, our Discord. If you want to watch the pre-recorded stuff, check out our YouTube. All of them are linked on the Twitch. That's the official end session. Session talk is all that's left.
This was heavy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, not like we can just ignore what happened.
no, not at all. Yeah. Always a fan of repercussions. That's a lie. I've never wanted to percussion ever in my life. It's not. Well, now my dog's going off. How dare you? You did this. I know you did. You put some sort of dog spell out there. And that's just the result. So, was there a... Did the... I had trouble a couple times being able to tell if there was something I was supposed to do or something you were setting up that I missed.
Not really.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a very slow, meandering, thoughtful session.
Yeah. We got thoughtful, all right. Also, starting up with a flashback, that was a cool little thing.
Yeah. Technically a flashback within a flashback.
Yes.
Halfway through the flashback, you remembered your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of those mishmatch dream flashback things. We've all seen them. We've all seen them.
Yeah.
Ooh. Gracious me.
Figured it would be good to familiarize you with Baldur's Gate a little bit.
Yes.
And also,
especially since the only other time that we've had a session in Baldur's Gate, it was on fire and in hell.
Oh no, that was Elturel. That's not Baldur's Gate.
You're correct.
Yeah, that's the holy city of Elturel.
Yeah, that's the flip and the flop. No. We haven't gone to Baldur's Gate yet, have we?
Well, I mean, you went on the campaign, recruit people, and I think somebody an assassination attempt happened there, but there wasn't actual interaction with the city. It was just you are at this city, you do a thing. You leave.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very montagey. That's what I
Mm.
was thinking of. Okay. Yeah. Shoot, I was gonna ask what that red-topped building was.
Mm.
If that was anything.
It was just a villa, and the Castellanter villa, it also has red roofs.
Ah,
So it was just the fact that you saw a thing that reminded you of your family home.
gotcha. Gotcha. There's a very tall McDonald's down in the middle of town. That's not
Of course.
that would not the case. It would be Pizza Hut because McDonald's doesn't have the red roof buildings
Not
that are
anymore,
tall.
yeah.
Yeah, in the older buildings, but never for the the tall ones with like the play place and all that jazz.
Pretty sure they did. Like,
Did they?
not on top of the play place areas. Pretty sure they still had the red roofs.
I can't remember. Well, Bean
But I
shows how
mean,
much I was.
it's also
I
been
don't.
like a decade since they
Yeah,
like started changing their look.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's on us for not taking notes on the McDonald's resurgence. Gracious me. Ah, ah. Goodness.
Did you take any notes this session?
Uh, didn't really feel like anything that I needed to write down necessarily.
Well, yeah, but I also guarantee that like if it comes up like more than a month from now, you might not remember little facts like, oh yeah, she had the like Cult of the Dragon thing even when she was little. Or you probably won't may not remember the exact age. So
Ah,
like that was specifically a backflash to when you were 15, so 3 years ago.
okay. I misunderstood that. I thought that was where memory was swapping around
No.
and like
No, I didn't get your age wrong.
no, I mean like
No.
have a flashback through 15 and then you remember when she reached into her coat. Flash forward to when she reached into her coat and you saw the pin. Flash back to 15. I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It was like
Well,
you know you only cared about the crystal back then because you didn't know what that symbol, what that pendant was.
okay. Golly, okay, yeah.
But you now
Indoctrinating
realize that
young.
that pendant was in the. Well, I mean, sure, but also you were like about to become a priest at 15.
Yeah, I am not immune to indoctrinate them young.
Yeah, I mean, we have yet to determine what type of religious monastery you got raised in.
We don't know.
I mean,
know, man.
this is a freaking fantasy where, like, there are not a lot of orphanages outside of, like, in a high fantasy setting. Considering how
Yeah.
many orphanages we have that are religious in our world, and we are not constantly surrounded by actual magic and gods.
Yeah.
In a world that is a thing?
I wonder if that's by design. Like there are, like if a place would develop more ingrained religion through lack of exposure to actual deity.
Sort of more dogmatic, maybe. Because
Mm.
people are like end up getting stuck on their own theories. But I mean you also have to remember Faerun for the standard person is
Mhm.
not that far off from the common person here, like in real life. Like, we
Yeah.
know magic exists and we can see people doing spells, but we have to trust what they say when they say that comes from a deity, and have to trust, like, them, what they say about that deity, that they've
Mhm.
talked to angels from that deity. Like, The common folk has no more interaction with D&D's deities that we have now, and are constantly exposed to, like, wizards. I would actually imagine that there was a time when the church just hated wizards because wizards were figuring out how to do magic without gods.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. There's definitely
Just
precedent
like
for
mad at just.
Oh, got it. Like I worked so hard to get my deity's attention and become a cleric and wield this big ol' hammer, and now that guy over there
I
just
mean,
got a tuition grant and now he can teleport.
yeah, I mean, it probably, however, was more like when the first wizard started showing up, it would be like, no, you must have gotten it from like the evil deities, and you're like leading people astray, right?
Ooh, that'd be
it would be like Galileo,
the first
right?
wizards.
Yeah, it would be like Galileo though, like where the church was just like, no, Galileo's evil. He must be evil. He's trying to disprove this thing we go by because the church was bad at science.
Yeah.
Like that's the equivalent. Wizards are science. They are scientists.
Yeah. Dang.
But now it is just as many things that used to be attributed to deities in the real world are now understood by science. Like
I'm really
magic in that world can recreate acts that gods gift to their worshippers.
Yeah.
Their clergy.
Oh goodness. Maybe it's because I've been watching maybe it's because I've been watching the Critical Role prequel series, but now I'm really liking the idea of like true high fantasy Renaissance wizards. I think that would be a neat setting to play in. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just go somewhere else in the current day of this planet, because like you go out into the villages nearby, they're still medieval. They're still like having arquebuses as their top tier.
True.
Basically, advancements. When you think about, but Waterdeep has cars and guns, so they must be super advanced. They must have like mass production, industrial revolution. No, the industrial revolution has not happened yet. In the same way that back before mass production, there were semi-automatic, air-powered rifles that were way more deadly than muskets. But the reason they were never adopted were they were too complicated to build and fix. People didn't know how to do it, and you had to hire a really good gunsmith. So the only reason why Waterdeep is so advanced is because that's where all of the mechanic people are going to make their cool stuff. Because it's the city of wonders. They've branded themselves that way. And they, like, Blackstaff College is, like, one of the leading arcane colleges in Faerun.
Yeah.
And that's all because of this. That's all because they've branded themselves to be, we're all about machines, we're all about wonders, we make these really cool things. Like, the Day of Wonders have automatons walking the street frickin' everywhere, but most of them break within, like, the next day. Because...
Oh, goodness. They're for show.
It's for show. It's a trade fair,
essentially.
Except it's also, like, a citywide celebration. But, like, factories don't exist yet. Workhouses exist, where a bunch of people are in a room making a full item. But the assembly line does not exist. So mass production in that sense doesn't exist. But I mean, before factories, there were still the workhouses where a bunch of seamstresses would all be in the same building, all making complete garments next to each other. That's exactly what it is now. But in order to do that, you need a craftsman who understands the entire thing, not just one part of the thing. So in order to make an Aethermobile, someone has to understand all the information in a car. So you basically need a design team, the designers, to make every single one personally. Same with guns. That's why That's why only the rich of the rich really have the good guns, and then everyone else has, like, muskets or arquebuses.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep this in mind.
Yep. But
sorry to
like, you go to an
dinner.
elven city, and it is way more like Renaissance.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
actually, Baldur's Gate is way more Renaissance. It's like full Renaissance. Waterdeep just has the culture that ended up kind of being Regency fashion. Because those aren't, like, these fashions are inspired by these times, and these philosophies are kind of inspired by the times as well, but it's not one-to-one, like, thing, right? One-to-one chronology, because, like, there's essentially, in another part of the world, there's a place that's inspired by Babylonians. They wouldn't frickin' be around. Like, but that's what it's inspired by. It's not just Babylonian. It has a bunch of other stuff. It has its own history, its own development, its own philosophy. In the same way that Waterdeep isn't just Victorian London. It has its own philosophy, its own reasons for being, and its culture is it has, like, way more to do with merchants and adventurers than nobility. I mean, they're not even a freaking monarchy. They're a republic.
Yeah.
A republic that can arguably be said that it's somewhat elected by the people, well, the citizens, because the people who, like, because you have to be nominated by a guild. You have to be a leading member in a guild to become a masked lord. Well, you have to be nominated by the leading member of the guild, and then the leading member of the guild will be like, if you vote for, like, if people, like, sponsoring me, and then there's kind of, like, general endorsements, and theoretically, I think that the Council of Masked Lords could just point at someone and be like, that's a lord now. But generally, I believe that how the elections kind of happen is all of the guilds end up nominating people and then kind of, like, debating with each other until one of them's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna endorse this other nominee.
Kiara, sorry to cut you off, but I did just get called to dinner.
Sweet. All good.
Yeah.
So,
pick it up another
Thank you again for playing, and thank you guys again for watching. See you next time.
Farewell.